school, I think back in 2011. So it's like pretty fun to be back.
She is one of my former students.
Yeah, I took sewing and cooking and it was so fun. I loved it. So when I was at Miller, I was a pretty shy kid, so I didn't have that many friends, hung out in the library a lot, but a lot has changed since then. And I went to Meyerholtz, Miller, and Lindbergh. So yes, Meyerholtz, and yeah, great school.
Yeah.
And today I'm back here talking about design. So how many of y'all are interested in design? Amazing, yeah, I love design. So how many of y'all familiar with user experience design or UX design? Okay, not really. Okay, so UX design is essentially we design websites and apps. So currently I work at Electronic Arts, EA. How many of y'all are familiar with EA? EA Games, Sims, FIFA? Nice, yeah. I also run a design community called Design Buddies. I started it in 2020, and today we have over 150,000 members over the world. So I love design, and I also talk like a Gen Z, so I say like slay and no cap a lot as well. Even in the workplace, and I like to draw, so all the drawings on my presentation are drawn freehand by me. The bunny's name is Fluffle the bunny. It's a friendly mascot of the design community run called Design Buddies. So during this time, I'll be giving y'all about like more career tips and how to get into design if you're interested in a career in design. Because I feel like when I was at Miller, I remember growing up here, all the parents were like, so for me when I was a kid, when I was at Miller, I wanted to be an anime artist. How many of y'all like drawing or want to be an anime artist? Yeah, that was me as well. Like I didn't really pay attention in class. I just like drew comics all the time. So like that was me as well. I was also a little class clown, so I got in trouble a lot. But I still take that humor today as well. Now y'all on the internet, and also in real life. But yeah, so I will get through it. And so I'll talk about like a bit about my background, getting to UX, what things you can do right now if you want a career in design to set yourself forward, UX interviewing tips on the job and networking, making friends, and more. So this presentation I actually made for more like college students, but I'll try to include more relevant examples for y'all to take home as well. Currently, I run the huge design community called Design Buddies, which are definitely free to join. It's on Discord. I also work at EA, where I design products for content creators and events. My background, actually, after Lindbergh, I went to Santa Clara University, where I studied bioengineering and computer science engineering. I changed my career many times, so whatever you want to do now, always be open-minded. Things might change. I'm also a content creator. I have over 70,000 combined followers, so I create a lot of like design and career content on LinkedIn as well as lifestyle and travel on Instagram. I like to draw. Born and raised here in San Jose, and yeah. So I'm curious, like, what are y'all interested in doing? Feel free to yell it out.
Digital animator.
Digital animator, nice. Just yell it out. Doctor, amazing. Computer science, nice. Designing stuff, nice. Doctor, amazing. Doctor? Surgeon, wow. Nurse? Teacher. Therapist. Amazing. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Huh? A what?
She likes drawing.
Oh, drawing. I love drawing too. So my background, when I was in Miller, I wanted to be an anime artist. However, it's kind of funny. I feel like growing up here, a lot of the people made me feel like I needed to be like a doctor, engineer, lawyer, or failure. So anime artist.
That's so relatable.
So anime artist was not in the equation. So that's why I went into bioengineering. I actually, around the same time, I was really into cross-country track at Lindbergh. And I studied bioengineering because I want to learn how to biohack myself to run faster. But I told people I want to be pre-med because I wanted to sound fancy in front of all the adults. And after doing a couple of internships in bioengineering, I realized I didn't really like it, But like I would always recommend anyone getting some like internship, volunteer work experience in anything you're interested in. So I pivoted over to game design and computer science. Did a couple of internships in software engineering, computer science. Realized that like I didn't feel like for me coding was like a little bit hard because I'm very visual, kinesthetic learner. It's really hard for me to kind of like picture these, like think abstractly like that. So I was actually drawn to UX/product design, what I do today, because it combines my background in art and science. Along the way, I've always had a lot of random side hustles outside of school. Like at Limbrook, I started like a Tumblr blog, which like blew up. So I was really into social media blogging. I used to table at anime conventions where I made merch and tabled at anime conventions like Fanime, Crunchyroll, and I also did Design Buddy. So I always had like a lot of random side hustles along the way as well. But my big inspiration is actually this game I used to play called Maple Story. How many of y'all played Maple Story?
I've heard of it, but
Maple Story. Yes. So Maple Story, I love this game. This is me actually in 2012. I reached level 200, which was max level at that time. I made this my Facebook cover photo when Facebook was popular. I was so proud of that. So I love the design, the social aspect, the level design, the world. So it really inspired me to get into art and design. And this is actually a picture of me from my 8th grade yearbook at Miller. I wanted to be a Pokemon trainer. I remember they sent us all a form of like, what do you want to be when you grow up, and put it on the yearbook. So like I put Pokemon trainer, and I was like looking through the other day, and I saw everyone put like engineer at Google, engineer at Apple. Meanwhile, I was like Pokemon trainer. So I think it's actually in that blue yearbook over there, so that you can find me there as a Pokemon trainer. Yeah, you can feel free to find me there. I've always been a bit like unconventional as a kid. Like, I remember, is Mr. Jezik still here? Yeah. Oh my god! Tom basically says hi because this is so random, but like in his class, like it was like language arts class, right? And so I would yell like jokes a lot in class, and like I think I got sent to the principal's office a couple times. I was a big like I guess like class clown. So yeah, tell him I say hi. And also like is this Alan still here? Yeah. Oh yeah, tell her I say hi too. Amazing. Yeah. So really fun memories. What about Mr. Dunlap?
oh no, he left.
Oh,
Left
okay.
a year ago, but I'm still in contact, so I will let him know he said hello. He moved to San Diego to be with me.
Ah, I see. Wow. This was like more than 10 years ago. You're still here. Amazing. Now talk about like kind of getting into UX. I'm also curious, like instead of UX, like what made y'all interested in design? Like why do y'all like to draw and design things? But yeah.
I was like you, anime, and sometimes occasionally realism.
Realism.
I really like character design.
Oh, awesome. Me too. Oh yeah, go ahead. Most people raise their hand. Like the question is, what made y'all want to pursue something creative?
Thank you.
Oh, go ahead.
I like drawing.
Drawing what?
Like realistic dresses.
Realistic dresses. Nice. Yeah.
I like fashion.
Drawing fashion. Yeah. Drawing things I probably wear. Nice. So yeah.
So I like the best thing, but then I like animating.
Animated. Nice. And fan fiction. Yeah.
I like
Drawing food. Yeah.
I like people.
Drawing food and people. Wait, a lot of people raise their hands. I'll try to call as many as I can. You are getting tickets. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Like sometimes when I read a book, then I try to draw a picture that comes from the book.
Draw a picture that comes from the book. Nice. I'll try to kind of scan around. Oh, go ahead. You. Drawing anime. So since I decided to get into UX after I graduated from college, so I ended up getting a bachelor's degree in bioengineering at Santa Clara University, and then a master's degree in computer science engineering at Santa Clara University, because both my parents expected me to get a PhD, and so that's why I did my master's, honestly. I did a lot of work in like hackathons, did some startup stuff, so like UX design, so we designed a lot of like websites, apps, experiences, and then worked at EA as well as an intern. How I started, I actually cold messaged someone on LinkedIn to get into EA. don't be afraid to experiment new things. Like both my parents, they expected me to be like a doctor, engineer, lawyer, or failure. But like I ended up like not being any of it, and they're still pretty proud as well. So like don't limit your interests and potential. Cool, yeah. So when I started at EA, I was working on a lot of like player and employee health products. I didn't exactly work on a game, but at a games company, EA is both like a games and a tech company as well, so I got to have that more enterprise experience, which is great because I could use these skills to apply to any other industries as well. I actually have what I worked on my website as well. I had it grace-ling.com if you want to find my work. I also expanded my I guess like scope while working full time. I focused mostly on like marketing consumer products, so like the EA website, the creator network, and working as a designer. I worked a lot with like product managers, engineers, a lot of people in computer science as well, building design systems and do some graphic and visual design as well. So I got to flex different creative muscles at work. And I feel like even like right now, like if you have questions about anything, curiosity has helped me grow in many ways. So if something confuses you, always ask questions like, why does this feature exist? Ask teachers like, why are we learning this? Like, how does this help me? And so like asking questions is a great way to keep learning. And if people like discourage you from asking questions, they're probably like not the people you want to have around as well. And now these are kind of like some interview tips, which I will like probably breeze through. And
Our high schoolers might have a lot of interest in that.
yeah, so yeah, I could definitely share this for high schoolers, but I feel like right now these are like great time to think about how you want to build these experiences, so you can like kind of be more ahead of yourself if you're interested in doing design, like whether that be in high school, college. I'm also curious, like, what is everyone's like dream or like ideal like industry? Like, do you all want to work in the games industry? Want to work in health tech, education? Go ahead. Yeah.
Entertainment or art?
Entertainment or art? Yes.
I want to work in the health industry.
Health industry. Nice. In the back. Huh? Google. Nice. They have a nice campus. Yes.
Electronic or yeah, just electronic, I guess.
Electronic.
Or entertainment.
Entertainment. Nice. In the pink. Yeah.
A gaming company where I can design like the graphics of the game.
Graphics of the game. Nice. Yeah, you? And then yeah. Oh. Huh? Oh, you. Effects, nice. Oh, and the flowers? And yeah, you. Yeah.
I want to work in the tech industry.
Tech industry, nice. Amazing. So very diverse. I feel like it's good to keep open-minded and also have kind of like a direction to go into. And so I know this is a lot of words. Essentially, when you want to work at a certain job, it's good to look at different job descriptions to see what kind of things they do and kind of reverse engineer your process to getting those experiences. For example, if you want to work in design, it's good to have visual skills like drawing, working on slide decks, designing graphics is also good to work on as well. And also, I think at Limbrook or maybe Miller, they have like job shadow. So it's good to have like industry connections and maybe shadow like a day in their life and see how it works out and just learning from that as well. And then as a designer, you always need to have a portfolio. It's mandatory to get a job. And in your portfolio, you want to showcase your best work. Not all of your work, but your best work. And showcase like how you think about your work. And always get feedback on it too. And then your resume, you also want to focus on that as well. This is more like high school stuff, but it's good to see, like kind of start thinking about how you want to align your experiences to crafting your resume as you move forward in your career. And then your cover letter is also important as well. Quick tip is with the rise of AI, so think about how AI can help you save time in writing these things as well. And networking, so networking, I feel like it can sound, when I first heard the term networking, it seemed very like business, professionally. For me, I kind of see it as making friends and finding ways you can help each other. I feel like for me, when I reflect back on my experiences at Miller, and at Limbrook. I still stay connected with a lot of people to this day, even though it's literally been like over 10 years since I graduated, but we've all ended up in different industries, and it's like really cool to stay connected and learn from them. So your friends now, stay connected. You all have social media now. We had Facebook back in the day, so we still use that, and LinkedIn. And yeah, finding things and making these connections to help support each other, learn from each other along the way as well. And also applying to jobs, I feel like this advice is mainly like for jobs, for like internships, you can find them anywhere almost, and building your network will help you find even more. And these are kind of, I'll skip over. This is more like on the interview side. And then for me, how I like to think about my career in standing out as a designer is there's like lots of layoffs going on right now with the tech industry as well. And there's always going to be like economic upturns and downturns. It's part of life. I remember during 2008 time when a lot of people were graduating from college that had a hard time finding jobs. Same with 2020. So you never know where the world will go. But in order to like kind of like be layoff proof like in the future, I feel like focusing on learning new skills and curiosity will help you no matter what. So always tap into your curiosities, learn whatever you're interested in, and seeing how you can apply these skills to help the world and make impact on the world as well. And also keep networking or making friends, and you never know where new friendships and connections will lead you to. Now I'll talk a bit about what I do on the job. So I know a lot of y'all are interested in UX design, so what I do on the job mainly is to design nice websites and apps like these, but there's a lot of decisions that go into design. I would say my role of a UX designer is not like a puzzle piece. Our goal is to balance user needs, designing for the user, and also make sure it makes money, like on the product side, and it's technically feasible, so my engineers, partners can build it out as well. So currently focused on a lot of like marketing stuff like Creative Network and EA events. In the past, I've worked on EA Help, a global game store. I've also did some graphic design as well, like making slide decks, some visual stuff, designing a deck for our internal design community, and I also did some design systems. And also, like when I think about getting promoted or like leveling up, I always just like to make my goals clear. Like y'all have a lot of career aspirations, so don't be afraid to share them with like your teachers, your friends, your parents, because they're there to help you level up in your career or in your life and expand your skill set as well. And I feel like there's also a lot you can learn, like even if you're interested in design, and you might have a hobby in like violin or piano or like drums or like painting, still work on those skills, because as a designer, there's so many skills that cross over. Like for example, product thinking, marketing, psychology. So just because you're interested in one career path, don't be afraid to branch out and learn, because everything kind of works together. And networking, I feel like this is more, how many of y'all have like, I think LinkedIn, you need to be at least 16 to use that. So like, this is more for like when you turn 16, is like, make a LinkedIn, because it's a really great way to connect with the network. And LinkedIn is like a nice social media. You can engage with everyone as well, and send different pieces of connection requests and connect with people that way. But I feel like these are some questions I like to ask people when I'm doing like an informational interview. So for example, maybe you have like your parents' friends doing design, or know someone that's like in the industry. I like to get a lot of informational interviews, especially when I was a student, to learn about what they do in the job. So I like to ask about like, what are they working on? What are their goals? What inspires them? And maybe like, how did you get to where you are today, to get some inspiration behind how you can grow in your career too. And you can definitely join other design communities like Design Buddies. I do think you have to be, due to Discord's terms of service, you do have to be at least 13 to join. But the link is there if you ever want to join due to Discord terms of services. But there's also like other different groups you can join as well. So some resources and advice. I feel like, how many of y'all are familiar with the concept of imposter syndrome? Not that many. Okay. Yeah, so imposter syndrome, from my understanding, other people have different understandings to it. It's like feeling like you're not qualified to do something. And that feeling can come and go in many parts of your life, regardless of how old you are. I feel like imposter syndrome means that you're putting yourself in positions that you are not really comfortable in, but I think growth comes when you're uncomfortable. But I feel like especially when I was like in college and at Limbrook, I felt like I needed to be perfect. Like I needed to get perfect grades, I needed to get a good SAT score. How many of y'all can relate? The grades? Yeah, that was me. I was like really stressed out about that. But that stopped me from being creative and expanding on. So I would just like have fun. I feel like my biggest regret or biggest takeaway, what I would tell my younger self is to live a more balanced life, like have more time for my hobbies, spend more time with my friends, and not stress so hard about getting good grades, because grades are important, they help get you places, but they're not like everything in life. So keep learning and like not feeling like compare yourself to others, because I remember like when I was at Miller and Limbrook, I ran like cross country and track, so it's very like who's first place, who's second place, and it was like a huge deal. So like I struggled with that for a long time, but I feel like everyone has their own strengths and differences and all unique value they can add to this world. So don't just compare yourself, and also continue to try new things and have fun along the way. Yeah, I learned a lot of life lessons through that, and don't be afraid to, I guess the key takeaway is like, don't be afraid to try new things and be loud about what you're curious about. And these are some resources in case y'all are interested in learning design. This is how I learned design. There's like a little database of free resources online, but also learning Figma. How many of y'all are familiar with Figma? Oh, that's a great tool. So if you want to be a UX designer, Figma is like what you need to learn. It's like great. It's what I've actually made my decks in as well. And then in Design Buddies, we also have more resources that y'all can use. Discord.gg/Design Buddies for more free community curated resources. Oh yes, it's a Wumpus. Yeah, I drew Wumpus and Fluffle together because they're friends. And then yeah, definitely feel free to join Design Buddies. If you have a phone, feel free to scan the QR code as well. Design Buddies was a community that I started in April 2020. I was a student trying to pivot my career from design, and I want to make some friends. And today we have over 64,000 members on Discord, a total audience of 150,000. And our goal is to help you all level up in your design career, regardless of how old you are. So we want to help you learn design and make friends. And so we do a lot of events, both in person and online in the SFA area, portfolio reviews, design challenges, and more. And we've done a lot of events, so you can find all the live stream on our YouTube channel, all for free to use. It's like completely free to join, so feel free to join as a resource and help you all level up. And we're actually hosting our first ever conference in May 20th. It's going to be in person in San Francisco and online, which is free to use. You guys should totally join. It's going to be a fun time. And we'll have a lot of topics like AI and AR, VR with Apple's Vision Pro coming out, and sustainability, ethical design, and more. And so I'm really excited for this. It's like kind of a first biggest event. So we actually host a lot of like events ranging from like meetups, cafe drawing sessions, hikes, house parties at mansions, and now we're doing conferences and another retreat in Italy this summer. So we have a lot coming up, but this is our first like inaugural conference, so feel free to attend or share with your friends. It's completely free to join online, or if you don't attend in San Francisco as well, feel free to join us. And, huh? Oh, yeah, for sure. Feel free to share. I can give you a list of links to share all the stuff. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so those are my social media platforms. Feel free to connect. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, not X, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and more. Any questions? Oh, that was concluding our presentation. So I'll take any questions now. Oh, yes.
Will you share these slides?
I could. I think I will follow up afterwards. Questions? Oh, yes. Oh, what was I thinking when I wanted to be an artist? Oh, yeah. I have a lot of random ideas of stories I thought of. I really drew a lot of comics when I was in class. And I wanted to be able to have skills to visualize my ideas, whether that be like paper and pencil or like visually or on merch. So I wanted just like that ability to bring my ideas to life. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
In middle school, did you think of drawing as a hobby or as a future job?
I thought it was a hobby because all the adults told me I need to be an engineer. Yes.
Did you have like any other like hobbies that were like conflicting with what you wanted to pursue after thinking about it more?
Hobbies are conflicting. I feel like it's challenging to determine if hobbies are conflicting. I would say I have like a lot of random hobbies. Like I like running, traveling, going on random adventures, hiking. I wouldn't say they're conflicting. So I don't think I did. Questions? Oh yeah.
So for someone who's interested in going into technology, what would you recommend to them to do to like learn more? Like, would you recommend hackathons?
Yeah, hackathons are a great way. Like anything you do to get experience building something. Like hackathons or like maybe asking like joining clubs like this, especially like in middle school and high school, and hackathons and volunteering and internships if you can. Yeah.
What's a hackathon?
Oh, hackathons are events where people come together in groups to build something from a prompt. And oftentimes there's like prizes, opportunities to learn about different technologies and stuff. They're like events. Yeah, in the black. I like digital art actually. Well, I started with traditional art because I can do more with digital art. I can print it on merch and stuff. That's why I like it more. Yes. Yeah.
What made you think that this is the right career for you?
Yeah, I tried out many. Like the question was, what made me think design was the right career? So, I feel like I'm still always figuring it out. I think none of us have to really decide what we want to do. Life is always iterative and changing. And for me, design was actually the career I've been in the longest now. I like it because I feel fulfilled at work and I get to use like creative and technical skills, and I just like overall enjoy it. Like I remember during my other internships, I would like look forward to going home every day, and that was not sustainable. So we just see how much energy it gives me. Yeah, I'll take one from this side. Oh yes, in the back.
I have two questions.
Mhm.
Like, so like, what did you draw in